Hey everyone, it's your cuddly Kitwana. A wise Lion King once told me that I shall never spend more than I actually earn, and that means I have to save. And guess how I save? I save in style with another classic Lion King toy that I'm going to show you today. It's an electronic talking coin bank from 1994, from the initial release of the animated classic, made by Thinkway Toys. And if you think this toy looks familiar to you, then you are right, because in Kitwana's Toys number 3, one of my very first episodes, I showed you the basically same toy that was re-released again for Simba's Pride 4 years later. It's in this green box here. And we will discover together today that there is one lion with kind of a sort of an identity crisis, and you will see how and why. But first, let's take a look at the toy that we will mainly focus on today. This one, the 1994 version, the first version of this toy, comes in this attractive display box that also has a little hole in the plastic, so you can access the toy's try me function. And I really like how they used the classic Lion King logo, put on a big logo, and on the side you can actually see what this toy is supposed to say. You can see it's Mufasa and young Simba. Here's the dialogue, and we will see if the toy actually does what's advertised. On back there's some assembly instructions, because they are sitting in front of a tree, and that tree needs to be put together. And this toy here runs on 4 AA batteries, as you can see. And as said, it's made by Thinkway Toys. This company was founded in 1984, a Canadian-based company that still exists today. Today mainly known for their Despicable Me and Toy Story toys, but they also did a lot more classic Lion King toys. For example, for Simba's Pride, they did the interactive Klara and Kobu plush. This company is specialized in animatronic and talking toys. So let's see what we have in here. And as said, we're going to compare with the later version of the toy, of course. So let's unbox the first version first. See, this is how the toy looks like, and as said, there's some assembly to be done. The tree on this toy actually is it's nothing else than cardboard, basically, and it goes into the slot here like this, and you can see there's another part of tree branches that actually sticks on here, that I for the purpose of making this video, that I already put on here. And this is how the toy looks like. Let's focus on Mufasa and Simba. I think these figures look really great. They are about, Mufasa stands about 6 inches tall, and you can see the face. It's really great. It's absolutely movie accurate. It's basically just like a 3D scan, this figure. It's that lovely Mufasa face that we all love so much. And Simba does look rather cute as well. So take a look from the side. This is really cool. It's a very adorable toy. And as said, this version runs on 4 AA batteries that you install down here. And to retrieve your coins, there's a cover right here. You don't need a tool to remove the coins, but you do need a screwdriver to open the battery compartment. And the coin slot is actually it's big enough that it can even handle the largest Swiss coin, the 5 franc Swiss coin, so it will handle all other coins as well. That's the largest coin in the world, actually. No wonder that's a Swiss coin. And to compare, I also want to show you the Simba's Pride version. Put it right here. And this toy needs to be assembled as well. And what they did for the later version is they improved the tree top a little bit. This is a flimsy, tiny piece of plastic that goes in here as well. And so I can now show you these 2 toys together, and you can see the similarities. It's just that on one of the toys the grass is definitely greener. Looks like they were in the outlands here on the first toy. The Simba's Pride version is supposed to have adult Simba and Klara, but take a close look. I spoke of a lion with an identity crisis, and take a real close look at these, at both of the adult lions together. That's exactly the same mold, and it's basically the same coloring as well, so it's exactly the same face. Take a look at this. This definitely looks more like Mufasa than adult Simba. Adult Simba has a somewhat, it's how shall I say, a younger face than Mufasa if you compare them in the movies. But for this toy they really went cheap and reused the exact same mold again. The same goes true for young Simba and young Klara. Klara basically just has another color, and at least her eyes are done differently as well, so I don't have much of a problem with that. Klara is clearly recognizable as Klara and Simba is Simba, but the adult lion, you can see these are exactly the same, even though they're not supposed to be the same. This should be adult Simba, and here is Mufasa, but adult Simba looks like Mufasa, like father, like son. So, but still, these are really cool toys. Really like the idea. This is rather cute, and you can see how they really improved on the later version of the toy. For the purpose of this video, I already installed the batteries, so we just need coins, and I do have a bunch of coins. So let's see if this works. With my paws on the coins go in here.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
And this'll all be mine?
Everything.
Wow. And I'm gonna rule it all.
So yeah, you drop the coin into the slot here, and then it falls down, and it triggers a sensor that in turn triggers the action feature. And you can also access the action feature by pressing the button in front of the two lions here, and then it will do the exact same. So I'm pressing that button for you, and take a close look at the movements.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
And this'll all be mine?
Everything.
Wow. And I'm gonna rule it all.
So, might be a little bit hard to see, but what happens is that Mufasa's head sways back and forth, and Simba moves his head as well, and Mufasa actually has two action features. While he speaks, his tail is moving as well. That's really, really cute, and I love how they look at each other, and Mufasa is like protecting his young son and sharing his wisdom with him. That's so super cute. Let's listen again.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
And this'll all be mine?
Everything.
Wow. And I'm gonna rule it all.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
And this'll all be mine?
Everything.
Wow. And I'm gonna rule it all.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
And this'll all be mine?
Everything.
Wow. And I'm gonna rule it all.
So that's really cool. The only negative thing I would have to say is that the servo motor in here, especially the one that controls Mufasa, is a bit too loud. And you can see that they actually improved on that on the later version of the toy. As said, the Mufasa stands about 6 inches tall, and the whole toy is about 14 inches tall. It's rather big, and it does hold quite a few of coins. And let's compare with the Simba's Pride version.
Klara, one day I will need you to carry on in my place.
Because I'm part of the great circle of life, right?
Exactly. A wise king once told me, we are one.
We are what?
We are one.
We are one. Thanks, Dad.
Thank you, Klara. Klara, one day I will need you to carry on in my place.
Because I'm part of the great circle of life, right?
Exactly. A wise king once told me, we are one.
We are what?
We are one.
We are one. Thanks, Dad.
Thank you, Klara. Klara, one day I will need you to carry on in my place.
Because I'm part of the great circle of life, right?
Exactly. A wise king once told me, we are one.
We are what?
We are one.
We are one. Thanks, Dad.
Thank you, Klara.
Okay, so the sensor didn't trigger at the first time, but I know this toy is usually working correctly. So, like on this toy, there's a button on the front here as well that lets you hear the very same phrases, like if you would insert a coin, and you can see the figures moving as well. And they definitely improved this version of the toy because it's only using 3 AA batteries, and you can hear that they used quite a motor for this one as well. Listen again.
Klara, one day I will need you to carry on in my place.
Because I'm part of the great circle of life, right?
Exactly. A wise king once told me, we are one.
We are what?
We are one.
We are one. Thanks, Dad.
Thank you, Klara.
The movements are exactly the same. Klara turns her head, Simba moves its head back and forth, and Simba's tail moves as well. Just that Simba looks like Mufasa, and that's really weird. But still, these are super cool toys for any Lion King fan. And I bet every child that is a fan of the Lion King would love these as well. That's definitely a coin bank. Not everyone has. The first version of the toy is definitely more rare nowadays. The Simba's Pride version can still be found on eBay every now and then. The original retail price for this one was $30, and as I saw on the box for this one, this also cost almost $20 back then, so you can usually find them for about $50 or so. They didn't they increased about the double in value, but I definitely not pay more than $50. So take a good look on eBay, and you definitely should find at least the Simba's Pride version. So for a final time, let's listen to both toys again.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
And this'll all be mine?
Everything.
Wow. And I'm gonna rule it up.
As you can hear, they use the original voices for both of these toys, and that's so super cool. I really love James Earl Jones as Mufasa. He is Mufasa to me, and I could not imagine another voice for Mufasa, and I'm so glad that he served again for the live action version of the Lion King. I mean, imagine this guy is now 88 years old, so what a talent. And let's listen to the Simba's Pride version again.
Klara, one day I will need you to carry on in my place.
Because I'm part of the great circle of life, right?
Exactly. A wise king once told me, we are one.
We are what?
We are one.
We are one. Thanks, Dad.
Thank you, Klara.
And that's really cute. I really love adult Simba. He's one of my very favorites in the Lion King universe. And I'm so glad that they used the original voice for him as well. Like I heard and loved it in Simba's Pride. And yeah, that's what I have to say about these two toys. Hopefully you find them on eBay if you're after them. And with that being said, I want to emphasize again that you shall never spend more than what you actually earn. And if you happen to do this for the most part of your life, then you will be very well off. Just like me. Take an example at me. So that was it for today's episode of Kitwana's Toys. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.